In today's session of Divorce Court,
We're married now.
Theresa and Dante Nixon were married for 5 years, but the marriage was in trouble almost as soon as it started.
When did you find out that the marriage was not so great?
The first time I found out he was cheating on me.
I cheated on her several times. I sure did.
Couldn't you have just left if you were no longer interested in her?
It was cheaper to keep her.
And while Theresa tried desperately to get pregnant, Dante was helping himself to other women.
While I'm going getting poked and prodded and looked at by every Joe Blow and wannabe doctor in the world, he's out there dipping himself into somebody else.
But Dante said he had to cheat because Theresa wouldn't have sex with him.
Would you sleep with him?
With their marriage in shambles, Theresa and Dante Nixon are here today in divorce court.
All rise. Court is now in session. Mablean Ephraim presiding. You may be seated.
I'm advised that after 5 years of marriage and a beautiful set of twin boys, you two have decided to divorce.
Yep.
Ms. Nixon, why?
Because he is a lying, cheating dog.
A lying, cheating
And the fact
dog.
that you even bring me here over the dog.
He doesn't
I
look
cannot
like a
believe
dog
that.
to me.
Shut up.
He looks
Shut
like a
up.
human.
Looks like that.
But he's
Looks
not.
can be deceiving. Trust me.
Mr. Nixon, you look very angry over there.
I have no reason to be happy right now, Your Honor.
She says you're a cheater. What did you do for her to call you a cheater?
I cheated on her. I did.
You cheated on
Several
her.
times.
What
I
did you
cheated
do?
on her several times. I cheated with other women. I sure did.
And
You
it
know?
sounds like you're proud about it.
I would have much
Should
rather.
be. It's the only thing he's accomplished.
Yep, I had to get some from somewhere.
Shit. Yeah, you sure did.
It
'cause
sounds
you sure
like
wasn't
you're
getting it from
proud
here.
about it. Is that a proud statement
No, it's
you're
not.
making?
I'm not. Hey, I'm not proud. I'm not proud about it, Your Honor. I would have much rather had a nice, beautiful marriage, but I didn't.
You didn't?
No, I didn't.
Not at all, ever.
Yeah, I did. We got once you, like you just said, we have two beautiful kids.
So
That I
since when
gave
did the
birth
marriage
to.
stop being beautiful?
When the marriage stopped being beautiful, let's see, we got married on the 24th, let's say the 1st or 2nd of January.
1st or 2nd of January of what year?
The following week after we got married, probably.
Oh, come on, Mr. Nixon. A week after marriage, it was no longer beautiful. Why?
Well, I went out of town. I left because I was in the military at the time. Okay, but I thought maybe we could work things out. Okay, but it didn't work out that way.
A week after you were married, it was no longer beautiful. Why?
Because he was probably cheating
Work
in.
that out.
If you throw in my face one more time while somebody
The truth?
cheating. No, we
But when did
didn't.
why is he saying the marriage was gone after 1 week?
I have no idea. This is the first that I've heard of it. It's easier for him to communicate with other people than it is with me. If
So
you had a
he's-
problem with us being married, you shouldn't have got married to me to begin with. Or if you had a problem with it, you should have said, let's separate.
you mean
I didn't need to be married to you.
You
Like,
mean
you
he
did
was-
something for me.
So you're saying that within a week he says the marriage was over, but you didn't know about it?
No, I had
So
no
this
idea.
is the first time you knew that it was over within a week?
It is. First
So you've
time.
been living together for the last 4 years thinking that everything was grand?
No. I
So
found out early on.
when did you find out that the marriage was not so great?
The first time I found out he was cheating on me.
Well, when was that?
Well,
After I found out she was cheating on me.
I asked her when she found out.
oh my gosh.
Take a breath. Take a breath. Tell me. The first time you found out that he was cheating on you, that's when you knew the marriage wasn't so great. When was that?
The first time he admitted that he cheated on me, when he came to my job, took me outside while I'm 3 months pregnant.
You were
telling
pregnant?
me, yes,
All right.
very pregnant, in vitro, test tube babies, and proud of it.
A test tube baby. You were 3 months pregnant.
Yes, we
in
went
vitro
through-
fertilization.
In vitro, while I'm going getting poked and prodded and looked at by every Joe Blow and wannabe doctor in the world, trying to find out what's going on or if I can even conceive children, he's out there dipping himself into somebody else.
Because you wasn't
Why,
dipping with
before
me.
you were pregnant?
That's because I was too busy trying to get pregnant.
Then
you weren't
gotta
doing
dip
it.
a little bit.
Please.
What did you say?
I said you gotta dip a little bit. She's talking about she wanted to get pregnant.
So she wasn't having sexual relations
No,
with
she
you?
wasn't having anything with me.
Because you
Why?
were out there having it with somebody else.
I might as well.
Well, I guess.
Oh,
You
did
can't
you
be with the one you love. You gotta love the one you're with.
I guess, whatever.
Oh, you've been listening to a little too much radio.
Let me tell you about it.
Well, you know what, Your Honor? You know what,
Yeah,
Your
I didn't
Honor?
give him a contract.
Then I'm gonna quote another song then. It was cheaper to keep her.
So that's why you can't stay with it, because it was cheaper to keep her.
That's why I stuck it out.
So why was it so cheaper? What were you holding on to?
What were you gonna give me when I left? If you would have told me that I could leave and it would cost you something, I would have left.
I never
You
stopped
could have paid me.
I never stopped
Why
you.
didn't you
because
tell
I
her
stayed with you
that
because
you
I
were
loved you.
upset with the marriage and within the first week, so
Yeah,
she too
right.
would have known that it was gone? Why didn't you tell her?
I tried. I worked 2 jobs. Okay, I never asked her to do a thing.
You were working
So
2
you didn't
jobs,
feel
so you
that
could be
you
out
were
there meeting
appreciated
somebody.
at home?
I was out there working 2 jobs because of the fact that I didn't feel as though I was needed
If you
anyplace
were
else
working
but
so
work.
damn hard, then how come our phone was ringing at home with somebody calling me, telling me that you...
If he was working so hard,
If he was working so hard, then how is it that people could be calling our house, women calling my house 10, 11, 12 o'clock in the morning, telling me, oh, well, girl, I know your husband is cheating on you. And better yet, I know because he was cheating with me. I even met one of the girls that claimed that she was sleeping
and
with
you
him.
listened to these conversations?
I had no
Instead
reason
of
not
hanging
to.
up the phone.
They called your house?
Yeah, they called my house.
You couldn't hang up?
Oh, yeah, I could have hung up, but by that time, I knew he had been cheating. I wanted to know what was going on. This
And
is
you
the father
believe
of my
strangers
children.
telling you that?
Yes, I did, because if he could stand there and take a vow and promise to honor, keep, love, and everything else, and go and do what he did, then I should believe a stranger over him, because I had a better chance of them telling me the truth.
No,
Did you
she
call
never
the job to
did.
see if he was there?
The times that I got phone calls, 11, 12 o'clock, where he was working at, it would be closed. So no one was answering the phone. They'd be cleaning up, as he says, but I'm sure I know what your cleaning up was really
If I'm sitting there
about.
at work, if I'm sitting there at work because I have a job, something you did not have.
Because I was at home taking care of our children. Get
That's
it
right.
straight,
You
my
were.
brother.
You
wait a
were.
minute.
Get it straight.
Since the children
You
were
were.
premature,
Correct, they were, Your Honor.
both of you couldn't go to work with the children in that
No,
state.
I
Isn't that
understand
right?
that. I understand that. And I was
So
with
you
her all
worked
the way
2
when it comes to
jobs?
that. I worked 2 jobs. Had no problem supporting her and my kids.
But because
Okay?
you didn't feel love at home, you went to another affair.
No, I didn't go to another affair. No, I went to another job.
Why is the marriage breaking up? I'm told it's breaking up because there was another affair and another set of children.
After a
somewhere.
while, there was another affair.
Well,
There
when was
was.
that?
After a while.
Okay, after a while, there was another affair. Okay, like I said, I wasn't getting loved at home. I wasn't doing anything at home. Wasn't getting anything at all. Wasn't even sleeping in my own bedroom,
And
in
did
my
you
own
talk to me
bed
about? Did
that
you
I
say
paid
anything to
for.
me about it? You weren't
Why
talking to
wasn't
me
he
about
sleeping
it.
in his own bed, Mrs. Nixon?
Would you sleep with him after you found out he was cheating on you? I'm not gonna sleep with him for what? I might be married to him, but I have no obligation to put myself at risk or to suffer more mental abuse by him.
So that's why you stopped sleeping with him?
yeah.
After you found out about the affair?
After I found out about all of them, including the one that I busted you on February 14th, 1998,
Oh,
talk your
my
way
goodness,
out of
she
that,
remembered the
my
date.
brother.
Tell me
I
that
don't
one,
need to talk my
February
way out of
14th,
it.
1998.
I don't need to talk my
Yes,
way out
ma'am.
of it.
What about that? That's Valentine's Day, Lovers Day.
Thank you. And what
And
did I get anything?
I was with my lover at the time.
You,
And you sit here bragging about
yeah,
it?
he was. I caught him. He was
You
got
were
out of the
with
car
your
and gave
lover
her
at the
the
time.
kiss
Lover at the
when
time.
he got out of the car.
Couldn't you have just left the marriage a long time ago
Thank
and
you.
divorced if you were no longer interested in her?
Once again, like I said, Your Honor, it was cheaper to keep her.
So you didn't have to pay for it.
Oh my
It
gosh.
was cheaper to keep her.
You're just so cold like that? Cheaper to keep her.
You should
can't
check
keep
up
her now,
on
so who's
California
filing for
divorce
divorce?
laws then, because you wouldn't have had to pay me no alimony if you would have divorced me earlier.
Like I really should have.
Yeah,
huh?
like you
I
should
know
have.
I should
Like,
have.
Actually, no, I
it would
take it back.
probably
Maybe
would have
not.
been cheaper the first few months of the marriage.
Thank you.
What did this woman do to make you that angry?
She wasn't there for me when I needed her to be there for me.
What do you,
You
mean by
weren't there
that?
either.
You know?
What do you mean by that? You just said she was at home every day.
I was the one that spent my time alone, you know?
But you said she was at home while you were working 2 jobs.
Correct.
So what do you
and
mean
the
she
only reason
wasn't
I
there?
worked 2 jobs is because of the fact that I didn't feel as though that I was needed there. You make
So-
me feel as though that I'm wanted someplace, that's where I'll be.
Okay, so
they made
what
me feel
did she
more
not
wanted
do?
at
More
work.
wanted? Can I make
they
you
made
feel,
me feel
Dante?
They made me feel more
Okay.
wanted at work than I was at home.
So is the
Please.
February 14th,
Yeah.
1998 lover from work?
Nope.
He met her. You met her through work.
Where is she from?
He's out
She
there
was a
flirting.
customer.
A
She was a customer
customer.
at my job, yeah.
Through work? Mm-hmm. So that's the day that made you feel more loved at work than at home?
I guess so, yeah.
And what did that affair result in?
Separation between me and her as of February 14th, 1998.
And isn't somebody
as she just
pregnant?
So put.
Oh,
No.
that was the first one.
That was
I
the first.
forgave him for that.
Oh, that was the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So this has been going on and on?
When I found out about
When was the first one that
the
someone's
one that I
pregnant?
found out about when I was 3 months pregnant?
But he said he didn't have an affair when you were pregnant with the twins.
She was
No,
6
no,
months
no.
pregnant.
When divorce court returns,
Why would you think that that was the proper time to have a child by your wife when you have another woman pregnant?
Are you getting divorced? Do you need Judge Mablean Ephraim's help settling a dispute? To be a guest on Divorce Court, call 1-877-311-2222. Divorce Court is back in the case of Dante versus Theresa Nixon, as Dante testifies about getting Theresa and his girlfriend pregnant at the same time.
Why would you think that was the proper time, and that was such a good time to have a child by your wife when you have another woman pregnant? And you knew that if she found out, that was going to hurt her and was going to end the relationship, which means leaving the kids without a father or breaking up the relationship. Why bring children into the picture then?
Your Honor, like I said, I just wasn't thinking about that at the time.
You weren't thinking is right.
I get so tired of you people not thinking about the results of your behavior and the consequences.
I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna sit up there and try to say that I was the best thing in our marriage. I wasn't. I did a lot of wrong. Okay, I'll be the first to admit that.
Okay, so now you're angry because you say that you weren't getting anything out of this marriage and you want out.
Correct.
And you want your dog.
Yes, I do.
Now tell me how you get the dog.
I got the dog. I purchased my dog in '94. Okay. I purchased my dog in '94. I paid the bill on it from a government American Express card. Okay. I purchased my dog.
You didn't have the children yet?
No. The kids we weren't even thinking about the kids.
So this was starting your family.
Correct. Okay. And I purchased a dog. My first baby, yes.
Your first baby.
Correct.
It was
because
ours,
I did everything for that dog. If the dog was doing great, it was our dog. If the dog pooped or on the floor or whatever, it was Dante. It's your dog.
Because you were better acquainted with cleaning up the.
Yeah. Thank you.
It was my dog then. Okay. And it's my dog now.
Well,
It's not your dog.
You say the dog. You did everything for the dog.
Yes, I did.
How you do that working 2 jobs and you wasn't home all the time?
Thank you.
I always paid for it. I made the
But you
appointment.
said I did everything.
I made the appointments for the vets. I made sure that the dog got cleaned or groomed.
Didn't the dog have to eat?
I made sure the dog had food.
But if you're working,
I made sure I fed the dog before going to work.
And she didn't eat anymore all day?
If she didn't eat anymore till I came home from work.
And who told you that?
If I came, because I had to come home and change clothes for work. I didn't care. I had 2 different jobs. I had 2 different uniforms.
I fed that dog. Don't even sit up here and tell that story.
So you're now saying Miss Nixon didn't even feed the dog?
I don't know if she fed the dog or not.
Oh, at least okay, now say I don't know.
I don't know if she fed the dog or not.
Right.
I know
the dog is still alive. It's been a few years, so I guess it's safe to say I fed it.
I know when I came home, I would feed the dog. There's nothing in the house that I wanted, okay? Nothing at all that I want in that house, okay? But it's okay. Your Honor, life has gone on. She's got a new relationship.
Nothing in the house you wanted except the dog.
I've got a new relationship. No, Your Honor, no. Just my dog.
Why do you want the dog?
She's a beautiful mother. Teresa's a beautiful mother.
You're going to give her a compliment?
I always give her compliments.
That's the first one I've heard.
When it comes to the kids, she is a beautiful mother. She knows exactly.
Okay, you know what?
You've
been so angry this whole case, and you said nothing but a lot of bad things about Miss Nixon. Do me a favor. Turn to her and say you're a beautiful mother.
You are a beautiful mother. You take care of our kids, okay? You are a very good mother, and I give you all the credit for that, okay?
Thank you.
But it's just my dog, okay? She has everything else. She has everything. She has everything else.
But she's not a beautiful dog taker.
No,
she doesn't care for the dog.
It's just the first thing that I purchased on my own.
You are just being so petty about it.
The first thing that you ever purchased on your own?
That I could grab and say,
then you should have took the dog with you when you left. If you wanted the dog, you should have packed her stuff up and took it right along with you.
Well, if I could, I would.
Well, you should have. The dog's got a leash, and she's got a food dish. All you had to do was get to stepping. You could have took her.
But how long has he been gone?
It's been off and on for a few months.
So why would it have been okay to take the dog then? It would have detached the children from the dog, but it's not okay now.
He shouldn't take the dog.
I didn't ask you anything.
The dog belongs with the kids. I mean, if he had intentions of, he knew what he was doing when the children were born. He knew what he was doing when they came home. He knew he was leaving.
The dog was there before the children were born, right?
Thank you,
exactly.
Your Honor.
That's true. And but the children are there now.
You about to give him some credit?
Attached to the dog.
Were you about to give him some credit?
No.
No?
Oh.
No.
For what?
No.
I thought maybe I heard you say I'll give you credit for
She
something.
about to
beautiful
ruin my
babies.
credit if
I'll say
anything.
that much.
You say
one
he
of my
makes beautiful
children,
babies?
one of our children
Turn around,
look just like him.
Turn around, Mr. Nixon. You may not ever hear this again. Look
I
at
told
Miss
him
Nixon.
before.
Tell him.
You make beautiful babies, but you still a dog.
Oh, now you complimented him and took it back.
No, I didn't. He knows
you
he's
did.
a dog.
Okay.
This dog has been there with the boys throughout everything. They pull her tail, they pull her ears, they hit her with stuff, and she just kind of looks at them like, oh, heavens, they'll be big soon. You know, I mean, she has a good disposition, and she's good with the boys, and she loves them, and they love her.
How old are your boys? 3?
They're almost 3. I mean, they call her name. I mean, they're delayed. They don't talk like other children. They have a lot of things going on, and I mean, that's what. She's therapeutic for them. I mean, they know that that's their
Well, now
dog.
we
They
gonna
go
get
to the house
therapeutic.
and look for. They
She's
do.
using
It
big
is
words
important.
now,
It
Your
is
Honor.
important. It is important for them to have some type of stability and consistency in their lives. Their father's not there,
And if they
he's
don't
not
have
there
this
that
dog-
often either. When
And
he
if they-
does come around.
All right, Miss Nixon. Watch. Look at me.
Yes, ma'am.
The judge renders her verdict when divorce court returns. But will the judge's decision end the fighting?
Love is blind.
And an update on the case of Tierra Olson versus Rico Haley.
I would have different
make money
girls
to
on my
pay
answer
bills.
machine every night while I was pregnant.
Divorce court will be back in session in a moment. Divorce court is back in session as Theresa and Dante's marriage comes to an end.
You're both are just being real selfish here. Mr. Nixon, you just want the dog because you want the dog. Mrs. Nixon, you want the dog because you want the dog. That's what it is. But the only thing that made sense to me was the dog has bonded with the children, and the dog has been with the children since they were born, and the children have suffered some through their health for whatever reasons, and this is a good relationship. I'm concerned that a new dog, they won't be able to pull his tail. They won't be able to play with him as freely as they will with this dog with whom they've become acquainted, and it may hurt them. This dog is safe for the children now, and that's what I'm concerned about. Well, rather than buy the children another dog, buy yourself another dog if you'd like to. But the judgment of this court is, and let me make it perfectly clear, the dog is awarded to the children, not to you, Mr. Nixon, and not to you, Mrs. Nixon. The dog accompanies the children wherever they go. When they go to visit with Mr. Nixon, the dog goes too. Do you understand that, Ms. Nixon?
Yes, that's fine. That's fine, Your Honor.
And Mr. Nixon, since you do have a relationship with this dog, and I believe that you've bonded and you like him as well, her as well, I'm going to allow you visitation with the dog.
That's fair.
And you get to go to the house at least once a week, or more if Mrs. Nixon would agree. So you can visit with the dog and make sure the dog is being cared for properly, the dog is being fed, the dog is not sick. That's the order of the court.
Thank you.
When divorce court returns, an update on the case of Tierra Olson versus Rico Haley.
So a man that had 4 children before you married him, how do you think he got those 4 children? Staying at home?
Closed captioning for divorce court provided by. If you would like to have the judge hear your case in divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or email us at www.divorcecourttv.com. And now for an update on a previous case in divorce court. When Tierra Olson married Rico Haley, he swore he'd be a faithful family man. Instead, she claims he had numerous affairs and had 4 children by 4 different women.
I would have different
make money
girls
to
on my
pay
answer
bills.
machine every night while I was pregnant. The
all
week
the
after I
time.
had my daughter,
You're
my
lying.
mother was there.
Miss
He was
Washington.
not there.
So a man that had 4 children before you married him, how do you think he got those 4 children? By 4 different women? Staying at home?
Rico brought Tierra to court to get her to pay the $400 phone bill he says she ran up talking to her friends. But Tierra said she wouldn't pay him a dime until she got back the undeveloped film of their daughter's birth from him.
Why haven't you developed him?
She committed adultery with a young man who I know.
What do you say? Is he the father?
A paternity test proved that Rico was the father of Tierra's baby, and the judge ordered him to give her the pictures of the birth. The judge also ordered that they split the phone bill in half. After they left court, Rico said he was about to give the film to Tierra, but before he could, it melted from the heat inside his mother's car.
It was just outrageous. He was just being petty about the whole thing, and I think the judge did the right decision and gave it to the children. That's all I wanted, and I'm fine with it. He can visit the dog whenever he wants. I don't care.
Theresa, you had everything. You have everything. I never argued with you. I never argued with you when you decided we were going to get divorced, you know. But now, you know, well, you got my puppy too, you know. I guess you win, you know, again.